Hello, I am coming off of strep throat, so it's not gonna be a very talky video, but we're moving, so I have to pack up all my hobby stuff, and I'm starting with my books. Journey brought some boxes home from work, and they're actually quite small compared to like your standard moving boxes, so I'm gonna be using these to put my books in because I can probably stack them up completely with books and it won't be too heavy. So yeah, we're gonna get started on that. And I'm also gonna be pulling some books off the shelves to sell because I have some books I do want to get rid of. So yeah. So I have two bookshelves. This is the books that I've read and don't have plans on rereading anytime soon. So I'm just gonna put them all in here. Yeah, so let's go. Oh my one, I got Ender's Game Starters by Lisa Price. Both very good books. I'm a big fan of those books. Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I have this beautiful set of the Giver series that my sister left when she went to university, so I took. Then I've got the Inkheart series by Cornelia Funk, along with this is my copy of Inkheart. It is so beat up. I got this so many years ago. The cover fell apart, so I made a duct tape cover. So one of these days I will rebind it and give it a new cover, but that's not today. I have Bad Blood by Tobin Elliott. I have the second book in this series, but I haven't read it yet. The Stranger Game. I don't remember much about that one, to be honest. Lovecraft Compendium by H.P. Lovecraft. Bilingual Support Group by Grady Hendrix. I actually loved this book. I know that's a controversial opinion. Apparently, I really liked it. One of Us is Lion by Karen McManus. Also really like that. I don't keep the dust jackets of my books. It's sacrilege, but I don't like them. Girl Named Anna by Lizzie Barber. 13 Stories by Jonathan Sims. Again, I really like both of these books. This is probably one of my most heavily annotated books, to be honest. Which is funny. Horror Store by Grady Hendrix as well. Also really liked that. It was not what I was expecting, but I enjoyed it. Those are like all my science fiction / horror books. This next shelf is my nonfiction shelf. For the most part, there's some not nonfiction. Magical Power for Beginners by Deborah Lipp. It was my first book of witchcraft that I read. I've got the first two books in the Good Girl's Guide to Murder series. Journey's currently reading book 3, so it's not going to get packed right now. Next, we'll put in I Hope You Dance by Leanne Womack. It was in my baby capsule, so I can't get rid of that. Okay, there's actually not enough room to double stack the books. That's okay though. Next is the Girl Could Fly series. Just the first two. I still haven't read the third book, which is crazy to say. We got The Hobbit. So those are the books that just kind of got thrown in here, or thrown on this shelf because I've been meaning to actually reorganize my shelf for a while. Still With Us by Masenwa Oliver Manake. I actually know the author of this. It is a signed book with a little message from him. I used to go to church with him, so that's fun. Escape into Cottagecore. Just a cute little book of like recipes and stuff. Ellen by John H. Willoughby. This was my very first signed book. Very, very sweet message from the author of the book. This is the book that Anne of Green Gables, well, okay. So this is the book about the orphan that inspired Anne from Anne of Green Gables. And so he wrote a book about her life, and all that. And I really loved it. I loved meeting him. He was so nice. He gave me his card and we emailed back and forth a couple of times. He was very sweet. The Modern Witch's Guide to Magical Self-Care. Just a little self-care book that I have. 2000 Remember When. Something else that was in my time capsule. The little book of Cottagecore. So that has like recipes, crafts, that kind of stuff in it. I think we can fit one more book. We will throw on the Cottage Fairy Companion. That should fit. Paul O'Merrill. I love her. She's like my favorite YouTuber, but she doesn't really do YouTube anymore. That's the first box. Let me go get the next one. Okay, now I have some bigger books. So this will be good. So I've got Successful Quilting. It's just a quilting book. Oh. Uh-oh. This book does not actually fit in this box, so I'll find a different box for it. The Hidden Power of Fucking Up by the Try Guys. Keep it for nostalgia's sake. I've got I Am Malala. Pretty standard nonfiction book, I think, for someone my age to have in their collection. Now I have a couple graphic novels. I have My Brother's Husband by Ngora Tagame. This was a very good book. I read it for a book club. Really enjoyed it. Then I've got The Fade Out, which I picked this up at Toronto Comic Con one year, and I have never found Act 2 or anything. I can't find the sequel, which kills me. I should have just bought the whole series while I was there. And then I've got some zines from Chipolita on Instagram from COVID years. And I've got Ghosts by Raina Telgemeier. Still a little bit sick if you can't tell. Okay. So now we're on to kind of fantasy / contemporary books, I guess. So first I have Wicked, obviously. I actually used to have an ebook of it. I no longer have that, so I have a physical copy instead. I've got books 2 and 3 from the Dragonlance Chronicles. It's one of my friends is actually borrowing book 1. She's been borrowing it for like 3 years. I don't think I'm gonna get it back. Which is fine, I'll just get a new copy, I don't mind. Next I have Discount Armageddon by Stephen McGuire. It was okay. I didn't love it. I won't buy any more of the books, but I'll keep it. Fire Girl by Tony Abbott. This is one of the books that has followed me since childhood. I love this book. It's such a sweet book. It's such a good book. I really enjoy it. Okay, and now we're coming to the first couple books I'm selling. Gracefully Grayson. I'm not going to sell this one. I'm just going to donate it because it is kind of beat up. I just don't feel right selling it. And it, oh crap. I forgot I did a paper on this book, so it's actually got pen notes in it. There's also like pencil. Crap, okay. Well, maybe someone else will do an assignment on this book. But yeah, I'm going to be getting rid of this one. I just don't see myself rereading it ever. Actually, I'm going to get rid of Discount Armageddon. I'm never going to reread this. And then also Red, White, and Royal Blue. I hated this book. It made me so uncomfortable. Did not care for it. Next is The Guncle. This was just a little cute little summer book I picked up. I loved it. It was so sweet. Okay, now we've got like 2 Mitch Albom books, The One More Day and The Next Person You Meet in Heaven. I love these. I have The First Person You Meet in Heaven as an ebook. But like I just love like Mitch Albom's books are so cute. Like the physical ones. They look so beautiful. So I got the sequel as like a physical book. This Winter by Alice Osman. Next I have another signed book. This is Ultra by David Carroll. He wrote me a very sweet message. And he was such a joy to me. You could tell I was very, very nervous because I was probably about 9 when I met him. Next is When You Reach Me by Rebecca Stead. I love this book. It makes me cry every time I read it, honestly. Okay. What If It's Us? Still have not read the sequel yet, but I plan to. Keeping it. I really liked it. All Out by various authors. Short stories that are, they're just queer short stories. Another book I read for book club and loved. I really like it. Keeping it. Get in there. The Lost Apothecary. This was another book club book that I really liked. That I'm definitely keeping. I'm gonna keep this. It's Attachments by Rainbow Rowell. It was good. I don't know if I'd reread it, but I think I might, so I'm gonna keep it. See You at Harry's. This is another book that has followed me since my childhood, and it's another book that I cry every time I read it. It is so heartbreaking. It's devastating, but like in a good way, I guess. I don't know, I cry when I read it. They both die at the end. Obviously, I'm keeping this. I love it. Very good book. If We Were Villains by ML Rio. Keeping this. I love it. Controversial opinion. I like this better than The Secret History. It's controversial, I know, but it's my truth. Okay. Oh, and now I've got, this is like my little book nook. My parents bought me this kit for my birthday last year. I love it. I want another kit. Look at it. There's a little doggy. Ooh, I saw my own reflection there. There's a little doggy. It's so sweet. It's so cute. It took me like 3 or 4 days to make, I think. And I love it. I don't know how I'm going to transport this to a new place, but I'm bringing it. It's kind of fragile. I'm not going to lie. Okay, next is my Harry Potter shrine shelf. I do still enjoy Harry Potter, even though, like, fuck J.K. Rowling. My grandma made me this when I was a teenager. I love this thing. It was one of the few stuffed animals that came to university with me. I love him. We're keeping him. I've also got this quill I got from Universal Studios, so obviously keeping that. Okay, so I bought a bottle of ink with the quill. The ink, oh my god, it's completely gone. There's no ink left in here. That makes sense. We went like almost 10 years ago. Okay, so this is gonna go in the garbage because it's a cute bottle, but you can't even open it. Like, oh my god, that's too funny. I've also got 2 Dobby Christmas ornaments because, like, my parents, they always are getting me Dobby Christmas ornaments, which I think is so funny. And then I've got these Pez dispensers my mom bought me. She just bought them for me one day. She came and she was like, here, I got these. I was like, okay. I think they're gonna go in the garbage. I don't need multiple Pez dispensers. I've also got a Draco Malfoy figure. He was from like just like a surprise box. I also have Crookshanks, but it actually sits on my bedside table, so that'll be packed separately. Got a couple of things here. So this is unrelated actually. This was the souvenir that we got from I went to performing arts school, so we had a special like performing arts semi-formal every year. So this was the souvenir from one of the years. It was like Alice in Wonderland themed, so it said drink me, very cute. I used to use this to keep the quill in, but I don't anymore. Then I've got a time turner. It's one of the ones that was sold in Capitals like 10 years ago. And then I have this owl necklace. This was from Charmed Aroma. And I've got my wand. It is the Remus Lupin's wand because he's my favorite. So these will all be coming with me. No, I don't like J.K. Rowling, but these were like, these are good souvenirs. I really like them. I don't want to get rid of them. I still enjoy the Harry Potter books. So I am going to be getting rid of one of my copies of the Philosopher's Stone because I don't need to. So that's going in my pile of things I'm getting rid of. But I'm keeping all my other copies of the books. I have the main series. Okay, that's the second box. Back with the third. Okay. And then also from Harry Potter books, I have The Cursed Child. I hated this, but I'm keeping it. Who liked The Cursed Child? Let's be real. I don't think that many people actually enjoyed it. I've got Fantastic Beasts book. Very good. And then I've got these, the Hogwarts Library Collection books. I guess. I don't know. It's Tales of the Bearded Bard, Quidditch of the Ages, and Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. So yeah, I'm keeping all those. Next we come up to my next shelf, which is Percy Jackson and a Series of Unfortunate Events. So first of all, I have these two little figures on my bookshelf. It's a fairy and a little raccoon. Very cute. I got this like probably 15 years ago, and this one I got 5 years ago. 4 years ago. It was when I went to go visit Journey, I believe is when I got it. I believe I got it in Tennessee. So very cute, keeping those. And I have the first 3 Series of Unfortunate Event books. I am slowly working on recollecting all of them because I had them when I was a kid. No longer have them. I have another book nook here. It's the Lego one. I got this for Christmas this year because Journey bought me a bunch of Lego. So they just happened to buy it when this was the gift with purchase. So I'm very happy with that. Just keeping that. Also don't know how I'm going to be transporting that. Next I've got all my Percy Jackson books. Not all of them actually. This is Percy Jackson and the Olympians and the first 2 books of Heroes of Olympus because the other ones I'm working through rereading. Other ones are on my other shelf. Finally got my last shelf. It's up here. So these are classics, contemporary stuff that just didn't really fit in with the other shelves, I guess. So picture of Dorian Gray and We've Always Lived in the Castle. Keeping both of these. Okay, next I have The Secret History by Donna Tartt and 2 of Judy Lynn's books. And then I also have Tales of the Peculiar and Imaginable Days from the Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children book series. I'm getting rid of these. I lost the rest of the books in one of the moves my family did, so it's not worth it for me to just have book 4, I think, and I have book 5 in the other room. It's not worth it for me, so I'm just gonna get rid of them. I don't keep up with the series much anymore. Okay, this is another book I'm getting rid of. It's called Short Stories. It was good, but I'm just never gonna reread it. I picked it up from a thrift store a couple years ago. Check Everlasting, The Penderwicks, Matilda, Flowers in the Attic. All of these I'm keeping. Last One Regeneration I'm also keeping by Pat Parker. This was great. I was the only person in my class that caught on to the fact that one of the characters was gay. My teacher was like, "What's different about him?" And I shot my little hand up and I was like, "I think he's gay." And she was like, "Exactly." And I got to laugh in my friend's face because I texted her because we were in the same class. And I said, "He's gay." She was like, "I don't think so." And I was like, No. He is gay. Trust me. I'm gay. I know what I'm talking about." And I was right. Next I've got What Once Was Mine. This is from the Twisted Tales series. It's about Rapunzel. It's great. I loved it. Super good. Ooh, that's gonna fit sideways. And the last set from this shelf. Okay. So we've got Fight Club, which I'm gonna keep. The Truth About Magic by Atticus, keeping. The Book Thief. Maybe I should reread this. Fahrenheit 451. This is actually Journey's book. The Song of Achilles, keeping. And then this was my textbook for my English class in university, but it has lots of short stories and poems and stuff, so I'm going to keep it. Because I know it has, like, I'm pretty sure Coriolanus by Shakespeare's in there, and that's actually one of my favorite Shakespeare plays. So I want to keep it. Okay, and that's that shelf. Now we're going to move to the other one. Okay, I'm on to my second shelf now. These are books I either have read and want to reread, or I own but haven't read yet. I'm not too concerned about mixing them up in the boxes. I know what books I've read that I own. So the first stack of them. Midnight Library So this is Ever After and End of Days. I was actually, fun fact about End of Days, I literally was on the hunt for it for 15 years after I read it from the school library one time when I was a kid, and I found it at a thrift shop, so I'm very happy. I did not expect to find a thrift shop, but I did, so I can't complain there. Next is a stack of more Twisted Tales. We've got Beauty and the Beast one, the Mulan one, Hercules, and Frozen. If you don't know that about me, I am a big fan of Frozen. I think people just like to hate things that are popular. Okay, next I've got The Nurse Way by Chris Hardwick. My dad gave me this book. Okay, and then I've got Dragon Rider by Cornelia Funke. This was also a book I was on the hunt for because there was not a lot of English versions of the book that were printed as far as my research went when I first started looking for the book. Next I've got Carry On by Randall Rowell. I haven't gotten around to reading that yet, but probably will. Okay. And that's that box. So my boxes are a little bit smaller, so I'm hoping it'll fit everything, but we'll see. So I've got All the Light We Cannot See. This was one of the special edition chapters. This was one of the few books when they were doing those special editions that I hadn't read, because I didn't want to buy a book I already had a copy of. So that was what I ended up with. The Girl Who Fell Out of the Sky, the last book in the Book of Fly series. Loveless and Radio Silence, book by Alice Osman. Haven't read those yet. Okay, then we got Then She Was Gone. Don't remember when I picked this up or for what reason, but I'll keep it. Out for Blood by Tobin Elliott. What is this called?
Yes, moving boxes.
This was a book I picked up at the thrift store. It had a cover, like a book jacket, but I took it off, and so now it's horrifying to look at on the shelf. Haven't gotten around to reading it yet though, so I'm keeping it. Where the Crawdads Sing. Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. A Monster Calls. Oh, hi, Loie. She's not a fan of the moving boxes. This is a book, it's just called True Crime. I picked it up at a thrift store in Tennessee. It sounded interesting. The Haunting of Hill House. The Taken. And this is a little bit of a embarrassing thing. So before book influencers were a really big thing, authors just used to give like advanced reader copies at book fairs, at like school book events, things run by schools. So I received this in 2015, advanced reader copy of All Fall Down, and I never read it. And I can't resell it because you're not allowed to resell these. So yeah, I'm keeping it. So yeah, I will eventually read it, and I'll have to get the completed book to compare and see how different it is. Next, Circe by Madeline Miller. We've got Coriolanus by Shakespeare, my favorite Shakespeare play. I've got a couple more Dragonlance Chronicle books. Time of Twins and Dragons of Fallen Sun. Next, I've got the Hunger Games series. So I'm actually going to be keeping out just the first book, just the Hunger Games, because I do want to reread it. I've been on a bit of a Hunger Games kick, but I think I will pack the next two because it's less than a month they'll be in the boxes. So, and I'm currently reading some other books right now, so there's a good chance I will only get to the first book. Next is The Host by Stephenie Meyer. I loved the movie. I never read the book though, so I'm gonna read that. I've got Play-Doh. I'm gonna keep it. I have read The Republic and Symposium, but I haven't read the others yet. So I will get around to those at some point. Got Emma by Jane Austen. Got Julius Caesar by Shakespeare. The Blue Castle by Ellen Montgomery. The Yellow Wallpaper and Other Short Stories. Villette by Charlotte Bronte. If you haven't realized yet, we are hitting where all my classics are that I haven't read yet. 1984 by George Orwell. I read it in high school but haven't read it since, so I had to get myself my own copy because I didn't actually have one. Wuthering Heights. This in a different box. Down and Out in Paris and London by George Orwell. Brave New World. Sleepy Hollow. Animal Farm. Just lots of classics. The Hunchback of Notre Dame. Scarlet Letter. Jane Eyre. The Alchemist. The Housekeeper and the Professor. So this is also actually Journey's book, and I find it very ironic because I don't think this is a very well-known book in the Western world. That's been my impression anyways. Anytime I tell someone about this book, they're like, I've never heard of that book. What are you talking about? But I think it's really sweet that Journey has also read that book, and we ended up getting married, and like they're one of the only people I've met who have ever also read it, who weren't in my math class where we got this book read to us. So I don't know, I think it's really sweet. So when we were at their parents' place in Tennessee and going through some of Journey's stuff, I was like, I'm taking this back with us. I loved this book. It was so good. You've Reached Sam. I haven't gotten a chance to read that yet. The Darkness Outside Us. I started this, but I haven't finished it, so I'm gonna restart it. I've got the Lord of the Rings trilogy. I've also got the Matched trilogy, which I haven't read. I got this from the Scholastic catalog when I was like in grade 4 or 5, I think, and it was like the special edition. It came with a poster, it came with a necklace, and I was like, I want it. And then I just have not read it. I want to read it though. They sound really interesting. I do want to read them because I want to know what year. Oh, that's the one second. I feel like I need to look in the publishing year on the first book. (2010). So I think this is pre-Hunger Games. Am I right? Am I wrong? No, it's not. Hunger Games was 2008. Oh man, I didn't realize that. Anyways, I still want to read the Matched books. Next I've got Cinder. Another oldie. Shadow and Bone. Six of Crows. I have read Shadow of Bone before. According to my Goodreads, I have no memory of ever reading it. But according to my Goodreads, I did in fact read it. So, next I have some more Percy Jackson books. So I've got like Wrath of the Triple Goddess, Transmetropolitan, just all the ones I haven't read or I'm rereading. Or like I've got the Kane Chronicles here as well. much people sleep on the Cocaine Chronicles. They're so stinking good. Put these all in there. And then I've also got Sun and the Star and Dulwich books I haven't read because they still have their dust jackets. Because I get rid of dust jackets because I've read the book. Daughter of the Deep, which is loosely based off 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. So gotta love that. And Chalice of the Gods. And this book is full. I was waiting to fill it up a bit to try to fit some of the smaller books on top. So I'm gonna do that, and then I'll get the last box. Okay, I'm hoping to finish up and put the rest of the books in this box, and then I'll have 6 boxes of books, which is reasonable considering they're small. I was telling Journey when we first moved to this house, I was just doing a bottom layer of books in all of my moving boxes that had like my clothes and stuff, and there was about 3 or 4 boxes that had books. So, you know, considering these are full of books, it's pretty good, I think. This is the only bad part about being an avid book collector, is when you move. Moving the books is the hard part. Okay. So I got Midsummer Night's Dream, Merchant of Venice. This is another book I'm going to keep out. It's My Sister's Keeper by Jodi Picoult. I still haven't read it. I've had it for about a year. I just found it in the thrift shop and I've been wanting to read it. So I was like looking at thrift shops for it. And I found it, so I'm happy. Actually, can I fit? Yes. You go there. I've got a couple more classics. I got Romeo and Juliet by William Shakespeare. And then this is Hamlet, Othello, King Lear, and Macbeth in one big chunky. Dawn something. I don't know how to say it. Inferno by Dante. I've got this is the second book. Why do I have this? Okay, I'm donating this. This is the second book in the Look and Weasels series. I think my dad gave that to me. Eye of the World I'm keeping. I haven't read it yet, but very much interested in it. You Are a Badass. That was also something my dad gave me. He'll read a book and then he'll pass it off to me. That's kind of how we operate. Because he used to be a really avid reader. Like we would read books together. We had daddy-daughter book club. Okay, I ran out of storage space, but we should be good now. Okay, so I've got the Chronicles of Narnia book as well. And I brought this in a box set, so I have the pretty box set. So I'm going to keep that. So I'm going to put all the books back in the box, even though I haven't finished reading them all yet. There we go. Pack these bad boys. I also have I Was Born for This by Alice Oseman. This one I've actually finished. Also this one, Out of the Blue by Jason June. Yeah, I finished both of these. I just never got around to putting them back on the shelf properly. And then I also have the Anna Green Gables box set. I need to put the other books back into it though. So I'll do that quickly. Yeah, they don't want to be in. That's gonna have to go in the books. Okay, and then I also went and grabbed some books I keep. Right now we have a headboard that has like a bookshelf on it. We're actually going to be getting a new headboard though, so I grabbed the books I'm currently reading that I don't anticipate picking up during February. I'm a really big mood reader, so I usually have 5 or 6 books on the go at once. So Mark of Athena will be going away for now. I also have Homer's The Iliad and the Odyssey. Again, I'm probably not going to pick that up. And I've got Howl's Moving Castle, which I'm gonna pack. I'm gonna hope I don't want to pick it up because I have picked it up and read like 5 or 10 pages a couple of times, but nothing significant, so I can live without it for a month. Oh, I don't have any little books to fill up the rest of that box. I'm gonna reorganize a bit. Okay, and then the last couple books I'm gonna just put in the bottom of a box. I missed this one actually before. It's The Betrayal of Anne Frank. It just looked really interesting. I saw it at Chapters a couple months ago and I picked it up. Looked interesting. S by J.J. Abrams and Doug Dorst. Been working through this for a while. It is a book that you really got to sit down and concentrate when you're reading those, so I'm probably not going to be dealing with that when we're dealing with moving. This book I'm selling, The Desolations of Devil's Acre, another Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children book. I've got a Bible because I'm not religious, but I do believe in the covenants of the Christian Bible for the most part. It's very weird because like being a gay person and believing in the Bible, it's confusing, it's hard, but I do want to have a copy of the Bible. I don't know, and I like doing like the little like I have like a journaling Bible, so where is it? I've done one passage in this one because oh, it's right here. Like I like doing like little journaling in the margins, so yeah, I'm keeping it. And finally, I've got The First to Die at the End. This is a book I read out loud to Journey sometimes, because we both loved The First to Die at the End, and when we were still long distance, I read that book to Journey over Discord video calls. So keeping this so that we can keep reading it at the new place. And yeah, that's all my books packed up. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and a little bit boxes of books, which isn't too bad, honestly. That's about what I thought it was gonna be. And you know, I am purging a couple of my books. Not a lot, but some is better than none. So thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I think I'm gonna do another video where I pack all my yarn and stuff, and I'll bring you guys along for that as well.